folks. Happy New Year. Welcome to So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. This is your pal Ryan, and this is the first episode of the new year. New year, same me, unfortunately, but I've got a treat for you. We are starting the year off right. Here is somebody that you might have missed because I don't think she's been on for like 6 or 7 months. It's the year's kind of a blur for me, and I'm really happy to be in 2024. Thank God. We are unfortunately recording this in 2023, so I'm expecting things to still go wrong right up until 2024 starts. But we don't need to worry about that over the next couple of hours because we are going back to the classics. We are doing a full movie recap, and the only person I do movie recaps was not available. So I had to go with my second choice, and that is the one and only, you know her from the insanely good podcast, Adderall and Compliments, which you need to subscribe to, rated 5 stars. The one, the only, Annabelle Desisto. Annabelle, welcome back.
Get me Vita Tequila.
Was that your Lisa Barlow? Is that your Lisa Barlow?
That was supposed to be my Teen Wolf asking for a thing of beer, but I don't know how close to use this fucking mic.
Okay,
so I was gonna do it like.
So this is classic.
I was gonna
Annabelle.
do it up close, which like, okay, number one, I thought that would play way better with you, but could you not hear it? Is that why? I'm like, this was a bad opener.
I heard it, but I thought you might be doing a Lisa Barlow imitation because you said Vita Tequila, and it did have a huskier quality to your voice. But I will say this is classic Annabelle already because right before we started, she was like, right before she started, she was like, she was using AirPods, and I was like, oh, it's kind of weird sound. And she was like, I think I have a microphone. And I'm like, yeah, a microphone's usually good for these things. And she has a microphone that she's never used. And she plugged it in, and it sounds really amazing. So we're already off to the races. I do want to say, before we get into whatever we're going to get into, we are covering the 1985 classic Michael J. Fox's Teen Wolf, which is a seminal movie for me as a kid. I love this movie so much. Annabelle Desisto had never seen Teen Wolf until I asked her to watch this, and this was going to be. We were going to do like a Halloween one, but I just wasn't in the space of being able to, I don't know. There's like a silliness that I have with Annabelle that I don't have with a lot of other people. And I haven't felt really silly in the last couple of months. So we then were going to do a holiday film. And I picked a film that I had never seen called Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I watched it, and I had Annabelle watch it, and I was like, oh, this movie sucks. Like, I don't even think this movie is, I couldn't even, like, this movie, like, Annabelle, did you like Jingle All the Way?
I am disappointed that I did spend $3.99 on like Amazon rental. So I am disappointed for that. It did bum me out because one of my like favorite actors, one of the sexiest actors was in it for me, Phil Hartman. And I didn't realize one of my absolute nemesis of all nemesis, fucking Jim Belushi was in it.
Wait, do you have a bad Jim Belushi story?
No, just I feel like everyone should have a bad Jim Belushi story. He's a horrible, like it's. I did not know that Jim Belushi was in Jingle All the Way, or I would have said absolutely not. I would have put the kibosh on it right away.
Well, my nemesis is in that movie, and that's that little Jake Lloyd kid that plays the kid in Jingle All the Way, because after Jingle All the Way, he got to play Anakin Skywalker in the Star Wars prequel. He was like the young Darth Vader, and he sucks as an actor. No offense to that kid. Kids shouldn't be acting anyways, but
well, I'm sure he's not playing this in the Uber that he's driving right now. You know, like he's
shut up. Well, then Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, I need the Power Man. I need the Power Man, please. It is Christmas. I forgot to buy my son a gift. It was so, and I couldn't find a lot of humor. I don't know. I couldn't find a lot of humor in it because it was really slapstick, and it's hard to explain slapstick comedy of like Arnold then like flies away on a jetpack and people chase him.
Yeah, it really was. I feel like maybe the prototype of Tony Stark's suit. It was very like, I mean, it definitely should be used by, you know, the military complex because that was truly insane. And saying also that that was the last time I've ever seen Sinbad, which is how I hate this, which is personally how I feel about holding this mic. I told Ryan that I feel like I'm a 90s comedian where I'm like, women be shopping, am I right? Then like nobody's laughing, much like my Vita Tequila thing where I'm like, is this thing on? Hello? No,
But Annabelle
nothing.
looks
Like,
if you're not
I
watching
hate
the visual,
this.
Annabelle
I feel so
Annabelle looks like
now I'm so self-conscious.
Annabelle looks like Paula Poundstone, you guys. That's an old reference.
I was
She
going to
looks
say,
like
let
Paula
me go get my
Poundstone.
giant blazer with shoulder pads and have my children be afraid of me. Wasn't there that thing? Like, because I loved Paula Poundstone, and I watched her I watched her special, and it had like, it was like very, like, I don't know, it was very 90s. So that was when Ryan was in his 20s. So I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you. But it was like she was wearing her giant, like her signature giant, like blazer and like shoulder pads. And there were like lots of like squiggles and different shapes, like kind of like the opening of Clarissa Explains It All. And it was like all around, and it was very colorful and fun. And then I don't know what happened. There was like some weird thing about like her abusing children or her hitting children, which I'm all for. I think oh my God. Honestly, I'm on her side.
We're already deep in the weeds. We're uncovering Paula Poundstone, an 80s comic that people are literally do not know what we're talking about. And you're like, oh my God, she potentially did something with kids. And like, this is exactly
are you telling me that Paula Poundstone isn't big on Dumois? Like there aren't a lot of
Hey guys, Paula Poundstone was spotted at Barney's Green Grass in New York. Please, Anon. Annabelle, I am scared to ask this, but how was your holiday? How was Christmas?
Oh, it was a Festivus for the rest of us. It was very fun. It is great because I only have 2 family members, so shopping is very easy because I give them the greatest gift of all, which is my presents, and that is priceless. So
wait, now
and also they can't return that as much as they would like to.
Your parents asked you to move out, though, right? Like that's not really a great gift anymore because don't they have you now in another either area of the house or in your own place now? In Aiken?
Oh yeah, I'm quarantined. I'm sectioned off. Like if it was, I've actually never seen either of these movies. I was going to say, is this like 28 Days Later? Is that the zombie movie, or is that
that's one of the zombie movies?
There's like one that's a romantic movie, and then there's one that's 28 Days Later.
I could be mistaken.
Isn't there one like zombie movie?
No, that's 28 Days Later. But isn't there also? But isn't 28 Days a Sandra Bullock movie about AA, about her being an alcoholic?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was confused. I was like, it's like they have me quarantined like a zombie movie. And then I was like, wait, I don't know which one is the romantic one. I'm definitely not quarantined like that.
Yeah. You thought the alcoholic Sandra Bullock movie was a romantic comedy? She's an alcoholic. So it's like that Anne Hathaway. Well, wait, Annabelle. Movie? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But do you remember the '90s film with Meg Ryan and Andy Garcia, When a Man Loves a Woman?
I have heard of it. I've never seen it.
Oh my God, Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it. It is very powerful. Okay. Thank God we're not doing that today.
I mean, R.I.P. I know he's a great person, but I know he's a great person.
If you're about to slander Philip Seymour Hoffman, we're gonna have an issue. That's one of my favorite actors of all time.
I think he was doing the Lord's work and true charity when he did, Along Came Polly, and that says a lot about him as a person.
Okay, well, just to remind people how we both consume movies. Is that
you're like, well, that was an absolute 5-mile long way to be like, yes, I'm away from my parents, but still on the yes, they don't want me here.
Let me clarify. Annabelle doesn't watch a lot of movies, and the movies she does watch are really kind of. You could ask her anything, and she's only seen like if it's like a Nickelodeon adjacent movie or is it like a teen comedy. And we've done so many movies over the last 4 years.
Yeah, I always say, I'm like, if you could have won a Teen Choice Surfboard, a Blockbuster Award, an MTV, one of the golden popcorns, when that meant anything anymore, which it doesn't. But when it was.
By the way, Annabelle's the person. Annabelle's the person that opens up Netflix and she's like, "Oh, good, a new Adam Sandler comedy on Netflix. Amazing." Um, okay, well, I do want to say though,
We always
is
say
that
that
I'm
I
kind of
like movies and Ryan is a film person. Like, oh,
yeah,
I
I'm like
love
a
this
film
film.
buff. Yeah, I think
When I
when
think
I worked at
Ryan,
a
I think buff in multiple
when
ways.
yeah. When I worked at a video store, there used to be a thing called video stores, you guys. If I didn't like the film somebody was renting, I would say enjoy your movie. But if I respected what they were renting, I would say enjoy your film. I would say enjoy your film
Oh.
out of respect. So that's a little, but also I was working at there when I
I'm sure
couldn't
they
really
I'm
go.
sure they caught I'm sure they caught your passive
Oh, they,
aggressive.
yeah, yeah. I got written up a couple times because of it. But that was also when I couldn't fully grow a beard. So I would highlight the beard in with mascara to like, I would draw lines like Howie, like with the, who's the guy from Backstreet Boys that had all like the etchings in his face, like tribal tattoos? Okay, folks, we just did 14 minutes and we had to switch to a whole new platform because it wasn't working for Annabelle. And now we're in a new platform, StreamYard, and Annabelle is having a shit fit because she can see
It's
two. This is
terrible.
this is wild. She literally, because on StreamYard, just to explain, there's like two little boxes where you can bring people on and off into the actual screen, and she's getting confused because she's like, I have to look at two of me instead of just looking straight ahead at the image. You're looking like, just look straight ahead, Annabelle. Like,
I
just look straight.
no, I understand that part. It's when you're FaceTiming with somebody like on your phone and you're not
Yeah.
really like looking at that person because your eyes keep traveling to like the little box of yourself, or like
I don't do no, Annabelle. I'm looking at the
sunglasses.
person. I'm looking at the
Okay.
person.
All right. Ryan, I all
I'm
right, then
looking at
I'm the
what
only
I'm
one who'll
looking.
be honest between the two of us. Sure, I'm the only one who looks at the little picture of themselves when you're FaceTiming somebody.
I'm look.
Or when you're
I'm
talking
looking
to
at.
somebody with sunglasses, all I can
Oh
look
my
at myself
god.
is in the sunglasses. Or like when somebody's wearing a festive hat, all I'm looking at is the hat. Not your hat,
Okay.
not this one,
Yeah.
but
Listen. So where I left off, though, I just wanted to
anyway,
remind
I'm saying that
people.
there are two boxes for me to stare at myself at, and I hate it.
Try
There's
okay, this is a 2024 resolution for you is just try to look at one of you. Just try to like focus on the one that is currently engaged in a conversation with me.
to try to look at one of my personalities, just one.
Yeah, one of your personalities. I do want to point out we were talking about Annabelle having potentially a 28 days later situation. I do also want to posit the theory that Annabelle still is in quarantine from the pandemic. I think there is a possibility that Annabelle has not has still thinks that we are in a full lockdown and she has not left. That's not true. Annabelle actually has a full-time
I'm
job.
full bunker like Brendan Fraser in the severely, drastically, and terribly underrated Black. Ryan, I cannot explain to you enough how terrible this screen is. The icon is a mallard. Icon is a mallard duck. It gives me, PTSD of the mallard duck in the Jersey Shore house, of which I know is of your new bestie.
Wait. I do wait.
So
This is good.
this
Wait, this
is
is good.
very
By
upsetting
the
to
way,
me.
also for all new listeners, I just want to point out this might be a little. Me and Annabelle will switch topics about every 10 seconds, and it'll go
Oh,
from thing to thing. It's really intense listening experience for you guys. But I do want to remind people. And I did text with Annabelle when Mike the Situation Sorrentino came on the show, and there is are we allowed to talk about this?
oh yeah. I was concerned about saying anything because of your professional, you
No,
know,
no, 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 no.
status of
Okay. Annabelle was on a season of Jersey Shore when they were in Miami, and Mike the Situation Sorrentino brought her home and then kicked her out. And in a very rude way. And when I interviewed Mike the Situation, I realized with Anna, I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, well, I did have one question that I was going to ask where I was like, do you regret any of your behavior as you have children now, as you're growing up? And I didn't, because I couldn't say, listen, you called my friend a grenade potentially and like,
not
really hurt,
potentially like 3 times.
well, and it really hurt her feelings and made her have a complex. I couldn't do that in a 25-minute interview. And hopefully it'll come on again so I can actually bring you on at the same time. If you just
Yes.
pop up.
Well, he doesn't have to worry because it will take me 20 minutes to even try to figure out how to get into the screen. And then when I get into, I'm having like, I am having, I feel like I'm Mike Tyson
Wait,
trying to read a cue
Annabelle,
card.
Annabelle,
I
just
truly am
listen.
having so much
Annabelle,
difficulty.
listen to the sound of my voice. It's going to be okay. Just listen and react and do all the things that you're doing. If you need to put a blindfold on, you can do that if that's going to help anything. Well, like, by the way, Annabelle works with horses. She has a horse. Don't horses have those little like blinders?
Yes.
I mean, you have like a human kind of version of that?
I should. I should. I should.
Also, okay, you guys.
Well, this
Annabelle,
has been an hour. This was an hour
guys,
just trying to get into this.
It started at 5. It started at 5. So
Jesus Christ.
okay. Two more things before we get into the movie. Annabelle worked really hard on her holiday card, and I got to see one of the proofs of it where she is dressed up as a nutcracker and her horse is there. And what I mean, how did the concept of your holiday card come together this year?
Well, the sad thing was it wasn't even for a card. It was just for my own narcissism. It was just
Wait. Annabelle, stop. That wasn't a holiday card?
Nope, that was just for me. That was just
Wait. No, but why wouldn't that be a holiday card?
Who am I gonna send it to?
Wait. So you got the idea, you were like, I'd love to see myself dressed up as a nutcracker with my horse, and I'll have that memory for the rest of my life.
Yeah, okay, the nutcracker, that was for a parade. That was
Oh, okay. So there was a double use of it. Okay, so that was
yeah, so there was a double use of it, and then Nancy wanted like a good picture of me in this nutcracker mask. This truly makes me sound unhinged. Like I'm literally I feel like any listeners feel like that they're flipping through.
Annabelle, I'm a grown man that does a podcast. I'm already unhinged. Like you're fine. I don't think anybody
I just feel like
expects
it's like
either of us to be
flipping through
sane.
TV and you hear like 5 sentences from each channel and then it switches. Like that's what it is like talking about this. My idea for the top comedy.
Oh my god.
I really do feel like I don't know if this is a good way to enter the new year of people being like, I was gonna go into like sober January or whatever, and I feel like I'm still on drugs because I'm listening to 15 different people.
Everybody's like, I'm gonna chill on drinking, and then they get 10 minutes into this show and they're like, gotta pop a bottle. I'm not gonna be able to handle this. Gotta pop one.
No, it's like there's like a Brady, like the intro of the Brady Bunch where there's all those different squares of like personalities.
Okay, wait, Annabelle. This is mainly an audio podcast, so people are very confused. We're using a program where, if you're on the Patreon, you can see this all the time. Is that there's boxes, and Maritza's made a beautiful holiday image surrounding it. So there's boxes. Oh my god, this is insane.
No,
this is truly insane.
No,
Oh my god.
I was saying more of that as like there's like that many personalities happening. That's what I meant.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's
okay.
really good when I have to explain it. My prop comedy idea was that I was going to get the rat mask from our Nutcracker because you know how you have like the Nutcracker and you have the rat king. So my idea for great prop comedy, like 2 minutes before this podcast, which now at this point seems 2 hours ago, was I was going to get the rat mask and I was going to come on with it and surprise you and say that sometimes I turn into a rat from Lisa Rinna's house.
Wait, and why didn't you? Did you forget where you put the rat mask?
No, it's in the truck down on it's on another property.
Wait, you keep the rat mask. Oh no, I keep that on a different property. The rat mask.
It's not in a home invasion, Ryan.
It's in a vehicle. I keep the rat mask in a truck. No, I can't keep that in my home. I would be too tempted to use it all the time. I keep it in a truck at another property. My God. Okay, wait. Also, Annabelle, I know we're just going every which way. You now have how many cats, Annabelle?
Personally, myself, I have 9.
Wait, bullshit.
I had 6 before.
Wait, bullshit. You have
That's
9 cats personally?
that's how long it's been. Number 1, it's so sad that my animal psychic was the last my animal psychic has spoken to you more than I have, which is very sad.
Oh, by the way, I will. Okay, I forgot about that. Do you mind if I say that really quickly? What you did?
Ryan, I don't appreciate you getting off topic. I feel like
Yeah,
this
I
was
know.
being very
You guys, Annabelle. Our dog Brooklyn passed away this year, and Annabelle gifted me and my ex a visit with this pet psychic, and we both were able to. Oh, I don't want to get sad. It was a really nice experience. She was a really nice lady, and I know my ex really it moved her as well. So she was very happy.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
so sweet because I really gifted it to her and you kind of jumped in on it.
Hey, hey,
And
oh, I want to talk to my dog. Hey, no, no,
so
no. Let me do it. No,
it was
it
really
was
kind of more of
amazing.
a like it's like when you're like, oh, me and my friend are gonna join, and then that friend brings a friend, and you're like, oh, well, okay.
Oh, I guess we'll all talk to dead dogs then.
So
Oh, won't we? This
I
won't just be. So, anyways, wait. I got you off topic though, because you brought up your pet psychic in regards to the rat mask.
I'm trying to do a like red string theory version of how I have 9 cats. Yes.
Yes, 9 cats. What
So
the
yes,
fuck? 9 cats.
I
You had 6 when we talked last. And is it like when we don't do these more often, you just get another cat?
that is it's my version of cutting. It's called catting, and I just I collect more and more.
So I mean, you literally, I mean,
That's so dumb. It's such a good
no, it's a good Paula Poundstone joke actually.
it is. I need to go get my blazer.
What so Annabelle, you have 9 cats in the room with you right now?
No, not in the room with me right now. No, none of them will hang out with me, which is why I need to get another one.
So you just keep getting cats and hoping that one will actually hang out with you. So the 9 cats are just spread. Are they spread out at other properties? Is one in the truck with the rat mask? Are they all
One's
in your
guarding the
place?
rat mask. Yes.
One's guarding me. You stay here, Binkers. I've got to go. So
No,
you
it
have
just
9
seems like a
cats.
cruel joke that out of all of the animals I've ever had in my life, which at this point is like over 100, um,
Oh,
not one of them has worn, not one of them will wear clothes. And I just feel like it's like a cruel irony of I see all of these animals on social media wearing
oh,
clothes and having so much fun, and I can't even take one picture of them in like an outfit. I can't take one picture of Putty in an outfit without her looking like it's a commercial from fucking like saving her from Yulin. And it's just like, it's just such a waste. And I
By the way,
asked
by the
one
way, even Lisa Vanderpump is like, "Dear girl, I didn't mean save this many animals. It's too much, dear. Like, please, it's too much. Nine. Oh my goodness. Wait, just to run it back, did you say in my life I've had 100 animals?
I'm not a mathologist, but I've had a lot of animals. But
How
it
many?
sounds
How
like that
many?
way that I'm killing them. Like, do you remember Animaniacs? There was like that the Elmira. Was it Elmira who would like who would like smother all her animals to death?
Oh my god.
Who would like Lenny, like with
So
the
wait,
rabbits?
how many? Yeah, it's a beautiful. Yeah, Lenny, pretty rabbit. Yeah. Oh, the beautiful cat. Yes, Annabelle. It's a beautiful. Just walk out into the woods, Annabelle. Just walk out. Yeah,
Ryan, we have to
go get
delete
the
this.
stray cat.
This will make
No,
people feel like they're absolutely insane.
Annabelle, this is how every one of these goes. Like, there's never one that isn't going like this. This is exactly what I knew was going to happen immediately, and it's happened. But now we've got to make the best of it. And it's just that there's so many other things. I can't even believe we're doing a movie because there's so many other things I would love to talk to you about. But I just want to remind people we are doing the 1985 movie Teen Wolf with world superstar Michael J. Fox. Annabelle had never seen it, but this movie means so much to me. And, we didn't get to do a holiday film, but I was like, you know what? I want to do a film that I really want to talk about. And I was like, do you mind if we do Teen Wolf, even though it's not Halloween anymore? And Annabelle was like, sure, as long as I don't
Well,
have to
don't
pay for
worry.
it.
This will be the last time I'm gonna let this will be the last time I interrupt this sentence of yours. You said it's not Halloween anymore. I want you to know that it is still in my heart very much. I have not taken down my Halloween decorations in my room. Do you see these full size skulls that are in my room? Like, can you see those skull towers?
By the way, I just want to point out to anybody listening, those are actual animal skulls. Those are
Yes.
of the 100 animals Annabelle has owned in her history of owning animals. By the way, that looks like a very nice bedroom, except for the 6 human skulls that are like on each side of your dresser.
Well, they're like 3 feet tall. Yeah, they're like in
Wait,
the
wait, wait,
like,
wait, Annabelle, are the cats all in this room just hiding from you?
no, the cats are in the skulls, Ryan. Do you
No,
listen to anything?
no, but for real though, where are the cats?
No, I locked them out because they're far more entertaining than either
So
the
there's
case or
nine
cat.
there's 9 cats just locked out of your room.
Yes, they're. That's why
I
I
bet
told
if
you
you
earlier. I was like, there was noise. There was going to be an insurrection.
I bet if you open that door, none of them are there. None of them are
They're like,
even close to that. They're like,
finally
oh,
get a
good,
break from her.
she's
Jesus,
occupied. Um, okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No. This is great. I just there's a part of me that wants to go back and talk about Jersey Shore, but then there's a part of me that wants to start the movie. The only thing I will say, just to remind people, that was a fucked up thing to do to somebody is, and then put that on national television, and you like, because at the time you probably thought, oh, cool, I'm going to be on Jersey Shore, because Jersey Shore was a huge hit by the time you got to be on that episode.
Yeah, at least I got in on the, and we can definitely move to the movie because like I don't want it to sound like a Debbie Downer or like, oh, I'm so
No. It's all, by the way,
no,
this show is everything.
that at least I got in on the like second season when they were in Miami. So like I got in like right. I didn't get like it wasn't like one of the Italy seasons or I don't know how like they're on like their you know how like how long Bones ran on like Fox and you're like how is this still on like
Yeah.
this show that like ran forever like or you know like Franklin and Bash like how like but like all these shows that like have so many
there's a show with Tom Selleck on CBS with Donnie Wahlberg that I
Blue
get.
Bloods, don't
Blue
worry about
Bloods.
it. RJ watches every
Blue Bloods. I guess Blue Bloods has been on for like 30 years now, and they're like, it's the final season of Blue Bloods. I was like, Blue Bloods is still on? Like,
Oh my,
Blue
it's
Bloods
so
is still on?
wait, are you kidding? It's the final season?
Yeah, no, truly, it's next year. The upcoming season will be the final season of Blue Bloods.
Oh, oh.
And by the way, me and Annabelle want to announce we are starting a Blue Bloods recap podcast where we will be starting from episode 1 since there is 300 episodes. Each episode will be 8 hours, and it's going to be for all you Blue Bloods nuts out there. It's going to really dive deep. No, but really, I just want to point out though, reading that book and talking to him, you know, he was like severely addicted to pills at that time when you knew him.
Well, that makes it even worse because it shows how rude he was. He offered me no pills, so another reason he was a terrible host.
Oh, Annabelle, he hid it from everybody. He hid it from everybody.
Well, you know, adds to like the mysterioso of Mike Sorrentino. But to quote him, which is honestly what I should have put next year when I do a Christmas card, I'm going to do a quote from him that I'm going to tell you now. It says, "Can you just shut the fuck up and blow me?" And I think that will be.
Okay, wait. I do. Okay. Okay. Sorry. That's really funny. Okay. Okay. But let me just throw this out there, just in case you felt, I know you felt bad about this in the past. Isn't it way better that you can say you didn't hook up with the situation as opposed to you were on TV having hooked up with the situation?
Oh,
Can't you say that now? Can't you
yeah.
look back and
No.
go, that's a huge victory?
Oh, absolutely. Because if I had hooked up with the situation, I would not be here. I I would have been. I would have maybe decapitated myself. Like I definitely would not be here under the same name. I would.
No, you'd be Mrs. Sorrentino. You'd be Mrs. Sorrentino, and you'd have kids.
Well, the thing is, I didn't do. We started off our relationship wrong. It was not it wasn't like an improv, like always say yes. Like I said, like I didn't shut the fuck up and I didn't blow him. And so it was like a lot of discourse between us.
You were like Sam and Diane from Cheers. It was just like witty
Exactly,
repartee. Shut up and fucking blow me, Diane. Oh, Sam. Oh, Sam Malone. You stop. That's a Cheers reference,
I
folks.
just
That's
want
an
to make
80s
I,
comedy.
I just want to make it clear that I did not go home to the house because I was attracted to the situation. All me and my friend wanted to do was meet JWoww and Snooki. That's literally all we wanted to do, and I wanted to thank them for turning me on to Sally Henson spray tan like aerosol like spray legs. That was literally, if I met them, that was all my plan was gonna be, and that's all I wanted to say. And I obviously did not plan on the rest of the night. But I guess I will say I'm trying to look at the positive parts of it. After years of therapy, I at least was on TV when I was my thinnest, and I was wearing my favorite BB dress. So I
I'd like to thank the Jersey Shore cast for turning me on to Jim Henson with the Muppets. Those guys got me on. No. I think that's actually a great way to look at it. And I just wanted to put that out there because it is kind of this interesting history that you have. Like, it's like those, like I have a lot of stupid things like that in my life too, where I'm like, oh my God, that's horrifying. But I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. You got to be on Jersey Shore and the situation wasn't somebody you would want to hook up with anyways. So it was kind of the best of all scenarios. I do want to ask you, do you believe people can change though? Do you believe that he is a better person now than he was?
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Um,
like 100%. And like absolutely, like people do change, and I I do not hold like that against it. I mean, as like I know I'm like kidding, but it's like
yeah.
I don't know, like you are like one of the most famous like douchebags in America. Like you're on like the hottest show, and like I even said they like edited it out, but like I was trying to like remain calm in the situation. No pun intended in this situation, uh, because I was like, oh no, I've watched enough reality shows. I know if I'm completely calm, they're not going to use this. Number one, because they said they weren't going to use it to begin with. They said they were done with filming, and I was an
Oh,
idiot, and I
wow.
wasn't 21
They
yet. And
tricked you.
they said that
Wait,
they were like,
Annabelle, you weren't even 21 yet?
no. The
Oh,
producers gave us
God.
like passes to like the club because they saw us like earlier or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I wasn't even 21, and they said that they had already finished filming and that they had wrapped for the season, but they still have to wear mics and have the cameras as like a finish up thing. And I
Oh,
was just like,
wow.
oh yeah, that makes sense.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, that's.
Freaking
We're gonna have to attach this GoPro to you, even though we're done filming. It's just
exactly. Like
a safety precaution. Um, okay, that is actually an amazing story. By the way, you eventually should write a book. I'm not even joking. Like there are so many stories like that you have, and that's why you guys go back and check out the past episodes of Adderall and Compliments. You can even start with the recaps that we have done because we did all the 50 Shades of Greys. We did Geely, the
I
amazing
was
Ben
gonna
Affleck
say,
and J Lo.
if you wanna hear me and Ryan actually ever talk about a werewolf, you can listen to me and Ryan do all of the Twilight.
Twilight series. Yeah,
Um,
that's right. Well, because we did Twilight and Team Jacob, Team Edward, and we're talking about another Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox. Now, off the bat, when you you watched this movie for the first time like a
oh,
week and a
I'm
half
so sorry.
ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This will be the last. If ever, like people are wondering, if they saw the episode, I'm the one who said like nobody said anything about checkers, old man. Like that was like our one scene together. That was our
Are
like
you
one of
you're
our
talking you're talking about Jersey Shore again?
yeah. They cut the scene that me and Michael J. Fox had together.
Okay, yeah.
So
Okay, so we'll put that in the show notes, the exact episode Annabelle's in, so everybody can go check that out if they want to.
yeah, go see my BB Couture.
Yeah, the skin. Okay, but now on to another wolf. What did you think after
Dick
watching
Wolf.
Teen Wolf?
Dun dun. I'm sorry.
What? Oh my God. Can one of these cats restrain you at any point?
Sorry. I did
Hey,
not take I did
where's
not take
Nancy? Where's your mom,
I did
Nancy? We need
not take
Nancy. I
my
need some Nancy
Adderall.
help
I'm
here.
sorry. I truly I'm sorry.
Okay, what did you think of Teen Wolf, the movie? Just no, I don't need any. What did you think of the movie that I asked you to watch Teen Wolf? Nothing else, just the movie. What did you think?
I was
I know.
surprised it was not what I had expected, truly.
What
Um,
did you expect?
I expected it to kind of be like more like Can't Buy Me Love type. I didn't expect it to be so much about basketball. I didn't.
That's what you got.
It was so much. It was so much. I felt like I was watching the fucking Mom Stars. It was so much basketball.
Well, okay, so Michael J. Fox, you guys, plays a teenager in high school. He's on a basketball team named the Beavers, and it's a horrible basketball team. Like, it is a really bad basketball team.
And you have pride for Michael J. Fox as what? Your like starter, like your star player. And
yeah, Michael J. Fox is a really tiny guy anyway. So all of a sudden you're like, oh, he's probably not going to be good at basketball anyways. But you thought this was more of a basketball sports movie. That's what you got from this?
Yes. It was very much. I never saw Air Bud, but I assume that this movie, like, opened the door for more canine sports movies.
Yeah, Air Bud is a spiritual sequel to Teen Wolf. If you guys,
I guess I thought there would be way more shunning of him. Like I thought he would feel like way more of an outcast.
no, okay, see that now you're getting to it. This is the trick of the movie, is that
they love it.
He turns into a teen wolf at the school, you guys, and he becomes a celebrity. Like in the normal situation, if you were to turn into a wolf, you would be scared shitless. The government would hunt you down. You would be studied. You wouldn't be on the basketball team. You wouldn't get the girl. You would not be going to school anymore. And this Michael J. Fox, once he wolfs out, he's just like a wolf all the time. And they want him to be the wolf. Girls are like, that girl wants to fuck him as the wolf. Like, it's wild. But like, I love that about the movie. And I remember as a kid being confused about that too, of like, holy shit. But Annabelle, the reason why this movie means so much to me was that I was such a weird kid, but I used to pray to be a teen wolf. Like I wanted to be a wolf, because I thought, oh my God. And if this goes well, which it really isn't already, but if it does, there's a sequel called Teen Wolf 2 with Justin Bateman, and he's a teen wolf, but the sport is boxing. It's not basketball, it's boxing. And Justin Bateman is a cousin of Scott's.
Wait, is Justin Bateman like related to Jason Bateman?
Oh, sorry, Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman. Sorry, Jason Bateman. Jason.
Okay, sorry,
Jason
I wasn't trying to be like, I wasn't trying to.
No, that's good. That's good. No, it's good. Please help. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to keep you focused, Ryan. It's just very off-putting when you're listening to a podcast and the
you guys, I've done an hour with Annabelle, and I feel like I've been at war. It's like when you're like, it's like the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, when you're just like, fuck, oh, it's like shit, you're getting shelled right and left, and you're losing your hearing, and you're like, oh, and you're just
Saving Private Ryan Bailey.
You're seeing the shore, and you're just like, I can get to the shore. All the men are dying, but I can get to just push through. Push through. We can do this.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, wait. No, this is great. Okay, right now, Annabelle, I don't want to freak you out, but I'm going to play the audio to the trailer of Teen Wolf, okay? This is the 1985 trailer for the movie that I found. Here it goes. Wolf.
For Michael J. Fox, life hasn't been easy.
Hello. Hi. I'm going through changes.
His voice is changing.
Give me a keg of beer.
Is there anything wrong with me?
He's got hair on his chest. He's stopped being a boy.
What do you think about to get worked up?
At last, he's become...
Scott? Scott Howard? This is your father speaking. Now open this door right this minute.
a wolf.
An explanation is probably long overdue.
Dad, an explanation? Look at me. Look at you.
He's always wanted to be something special, but he never expected this.
Then everybody be
Teen Wolf. He's got style.
There's something different about you. Did you change your hair?
He's got class.
wolf person.
Wolf.
He's got hair all over his body.
Wolves aren't supposed to be shy.
He's Wolf in teens clothing. And tonight is his night to howl. Teen Wolf, a new comedy with Michael J. Fox, star of Back to the Future.
Okay, so that is the trailer they released in 1985. And there is a couple of differences in the trailer to the movie. There is a scene that you heard in the trailer where he's like, give me a keg of beer. But in the movie, it's a low voice of, give me a keg of beer. Because Scott, it's like puberty. Scott is going through changes and he doesn't know why his voice is like deepening. He doesn't know why his eyes are turning red. And it turns out his family comes from a long line of werewolves, but they treat it totally normal. Like his dad is a werewolf too. And you find out when Michael J. Fox wolfs out for the first time and he's like, Scott, we need to talk. And he's like, we should have had this talk earlier. But then again, it's like, oh my God, Dad, I can't believe I'm a werewolf. But it's kind of just accepted. It's like weird. Like the whole movie should be about what the fuck is going on. Instead, it's like kind of accepted. And then the dad allows Scott to go to, like, the character's name is Scott, Michael J. Fox. Scott's allowed to go to school as the wolf. And he's like, well, with great power comes great responsibility, but he still lets him go out there and be the wolf at basketball games and in school. And he's like, well, he's just a kid going through something right now. It is completely bizarre. But as a kid, I thought it was the coolest thing ever to, like, I mean, could you imagine? Because the whole movie is about wanting to be something more than you're not, wanting to be special, because Michael J. Fox, like his character Scott, just feels like he's like, he wants this girl that he can't have, even though he has a best friend named Boof.
Oh, Boof. One of the saddest characters I've ever seen in a movie. Truly.
Why?
She's the saddest, like, stage 5 clinger. And
yeah, she's obsessed with Scott, but she's like, you know, they grew up together. Like, it's like the girl that he grew up with.
Anytime like he kisses her, I feel like he's doing charity. I feel like he's like not into, like, but he knows she's into it, almost as if, like, I don't know, that like he's accepting payments from like Boof's parents. Like, I don't know. Like, it just feels like he is not into it. They have more, like, their chemistry, like Slade Smiley and Vicky Gunvalson have more fireworks between them than fucking the actress of Boof and Michael J. Fox. And it's like, they never go into, like, if Boof is like a nickname, if that's her real name. Like,
well, Annabelle. Wait.
But
Annabelle, we don't have time. Like, the movie doesn't have time to slow down and explain why they call her Boof. But don't you just accept that is a nickname? Like,
no,
we just accept those. Oh, you think she was really named Boof?
No, I'm saying, like, when she's just like, you know, why, like, you know, I understand Scott, like, she's very pretty, you know, and she's always like playing,
because
he's about like a hot girl.
He's into this blonde girl that does the theater production, but she's dating the bad boy at the other basketball team, and
he's
he, like,
the bad man who's 20 years old. He looks
like
he's stand-in for Kyle MacLachlan. Like,
he's very old, but like, he has a crush on her, and Boof is like, I understand why you'd like to, you know, be with her, Scott, but, you know, it's really weird. But I spoiler alert, Boof and Michael J. Fox's character do wind up together at the end. And it always, because when you're young and you see that and you're like, oh, that makes sense. But when you're older, you're like, you're fucking 17, you guys. You got a lot of life ahead of you. You don't need to, like, nail this down right now. Like, even Michael J. Fox's dad is like, well, you know, Boof, she's always been there for you. Yeah, it's like, you're 17 years old.
She has more chemistry with the dad. The dad seems more into her than his son. Like,
well, yeah, because okay, so
when Michael J. Fox, when Scott comes home one day and Boof is just there, like, playing one-on-one basketball with the dad, and he's just like, oh, Boof, you got me again. Ooh, I'm so out of breath.
It was a little weird that Boof and the dad were playing basketball by themselves, and Michael J. Fox came up and he was like, hey, Scott. And it's like, why are you playing basketball with one of my good friends? Like, that was a little weird. And I do want to say,
sorry, go ahead.
No, I said, I do want to say the actor playing the dad, actually a really, like, he seems like a really good man, so he wasn't creepy, but the situation is creepy.
No,
you probably shouldn't be
one in all of these situations. She's just there all the time. There's one scene when he comes out going to school And he's like, you know, good morning, Dolly, or whatever the dog's name is, who's like the dogs in the yard. And Boof's just like, good morning. And he turns around and she's just sitting there on like the patio. And he's
Yeah,
like,
she's like waiting for him.
and he's like, Boof, what's up? And she's like, why does something always have to be up? I'm just here to walk to school with you. And it's just like, no, an unsolicited drop in by Boof, just sitting there waiting on. I know she
Thank God this was
awful.
pre-internet. Thank God this was pre-internet, because this Boof would have been stalking this guy
He would
online.
have absolutely catfished as the hot blonde girl who's in like the weird like knockoff Gone with the Wind production.
Oh yeah,
that we
and you
never-
guys, just so you know, you can watch Teen Wolf on Max right now. If you have HBO Max, it's on there for free. I think it is worth the watch. It's a very weird movie, but I think it has so much heart. I want to give you a couple facts about it. So this is a 1985 American coming-of-age comedy film directed by Rod Daniel. Michael J. Fox is the title character, a high school student whose ordinary life is changed when he discovers that he is a werewolf. Filming took place in 1984. It grossed over $30 million on a $4 million budget. And just to let you know, just like $4 million budget, Avatar cost $400 million. Teen Wolf cost $4 million. So Scott Howard is Michael J. Fox, 17 years old. He lives in a small town in Nebraska. His only claim to popularity is playing for the Beavers, his school's unsuccessful basketball team. And Scott fawns over Pamela Wells, even though she is dating his rival Mick, who plays for the Dragons, and he's a bully. So he's completely oblivious to the affections of his best friend Boof. Scott constantly rebuffs her advances due to their history together. This is from Wikipedia, you guys. Now, after startling changes such as long hair suddenly sprouting on his hands, he decides to quit the team, but his coach changes his mind. And he goes and scores a keg with his friend Styles for a party. And Styles is kind of like an evolution of the character from Fast Times at Ridgemont High that sold like bootleg or sold concert tickets, if you remember that friend. But Styles is that guy, like, I'm a party guy. He's always wearing a shirt.
The sexiest character in this movie, second, is the you know who is the second one who I'm most attracted to? The basketball coach.
Oh my God, the basketball coach. Okay, if you see the movie, you'll understand why that's funny. So Styles is that guy that also every scene he's wearing a different funny shirt. Like one of the shirts says, "What are you looking at, Dick Nose?" And I was like, that's comedy right there. Styles is always wearing a funny shirt.
Had the original like Spencer's t-shirts. Like I feel like he he was the one who invented Spencer's. I also just love, oh my God, at our at any of our schools, you weren't even allowed to have like the word like beer or any type of like logo or symbol of beer or any type of like adult thing. Like somebody was wearing like shirt with like a bunch of sponsors on it, like I don't know, like a look like I don't know, restaurant or whatever, and it had the sponsors on it, and like one of it was like Budweiser, and they made her like take the shirt and like turn it inside out and wear it like inside out because like it said like Budweiser, like really tiny. And I'm like, we are at a public school in Florida. You think
Annabelle, no, listen, I understand why you shouldn't wear alcohol shirts at high school. Okay, so Styles is his best friend and he wants to score a keg, but Styles can't score a keg because he's underage and he keeps trying to score a keg. Also, they finally do score a keg because Scott goes in there and tries it. And this is when his voice changes away from Styles. He's like, give me a keg of beer. And the shopkeeper is like, holy fuck, and gives him the keg. And then they go to this party where Styles is playing all these games. Like he's like the ringleader. He's like, all right, 2 minutes in the closet. And Boof lies and says she got they have to pick.
Styles is cool because he like is the master of ceremonies at this like high school kind of like sex like swingers party where like the first thing we see is him like he's the like referee of these two people who are in like a whipped cream like wrestling contest.
Yeah,
but
like they're a whipped cream.
They're attached to each other. They're like handcuffed to each other, so it almost kind of looks like Human Centipede or like two worms fighting because they're just like against each other. and then he's like, all right, like next person, and then it's the fat
Well,
guy.
there's a guy named, well, there's a
guy who's
character
from,
named
Pee-wee's Big Adventure who
yeah,
steals Pee-wee's bike.
well,
That actor.
his name in the movie is, his character name is Chubby, but they call him Chubbs. And his, like,
I just didn't like calling him my middle school nickname, so that's why I referred to him as the actor from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Like, so I was like, all right, your guys' game is like, you have to eat this Jello out of her shirt, and like,
yeah, he
pours, like,
dumps a
Jello
whole
down
bowl of
somebody's shirt.
Jello, and then Chubbs is like, no problem. But then Scott's name gets picked, or Boof's name gets picked, and Boof lies because her little like thing says another guy, and she goes, I got Scott. And then
Like
so
a
Scott,
psycho. She's such a little.
I mean, you're right. That is
liar.
okay. Now that I'm talking to you, I do realize that is psychotic behavior. But listen, I think it's a known fact that I do not recognize psychotic behavior when I see it.
Well, you're
And
still friends with me, so I think
yeah,
that is very
no.
obvious.
And so they get like, they have to go into a closet for like 2 minutes, and like whatever happens, or like a couple minutes.
Did you
And they
ever
go,
do I never knew anyone who did like 7 minutes in heaven, or in this case 2 minutes in heaven. Like, that was like never at like any of our parties.
no. And by the way, Annabelle, I lived in fear of shit like that. And I lived in fear of any, like, even when I was doing acting classes.
Like, I
if
was
there
busy hiding in the closet during the party. Like, I
Oh,
was.
oh man, I would have lost but I even when I was in acting class, if there was a scene assigned where there was like a kiss, I would skip that class. I would skip that class because it wouldn't be worth it for me to go through the emotion. Like, it wouldn't be worth it. I would be so nervous and scared. Like, it would just be like, it would be a fucking mess. But I never did the closet or any of the spin the bottle or any of that stuff. So, you know, congrats to all the ladies from my elementary and junior high. But like, so they go into this closet, you guys, and they're like, hey, and then she's like, kisses him, and then they start kissing, and then all of a sudden she's like, Scott, you're being too rough, your nails. And like, they go out of the closet, and she looks shooken up, and they're like, oh, Scott's an animal, and Scott doesn't know what he's done. And Boof walks out, and you see the back of her blouse is completely torn up, like he must have like had wolf claws and didn't know it, because this is before Scott realizes he's turning into a werewolf. Isn't that insane?
I'm sorry, I was debating on whether to say something gross.
Say it.
No, I was just saying, I'm like, well, no, I can't even say it. I'm sorry, it's too gross. No, it was just sad. She just depresses me. She just like I rebuff her scenes. Like, she just makes me sad. Honestly, I think her shirt
women supporting women here. Women supporting women.
I did think her shirt looked cooler, like all like cut up in a fun way. But yeah, I guess that is apparel. It's like, you wouldn't want to like be going to like second base with like Wolverine with his hands and then like the nails like shooting out. Like, it's just, that is that is a risk you take. I will say that when they cut to when they show his hands, like, or when he's turning into the werewolf and they show his nails as he's a werewolf are still way shorter than Khloe Kardashian's.
But I will say the Teen Wolf makeup is pretty close to like how Khloe looked about 6 years ago. Like, it is a very guys, we're just being silly. We're having jokes. Khloe actually to me was the prettiest at the Kardashian holiday party the other night.
She's stunning. Like,
she really is.
It is crazy that, I mean, they are the most.
But back in the day, Annabelle, back in the day, Khloe prayed to be a Teen Wolf, because Khloe always felt like she didn't fit in with the other Kardashian girls.
And that,
yeah, she's like,
her dad was, well, who was her real dad? That's the question.
Khloe Wolf. Anyways, so Scott's not feeling good at this party. He like doesn't know what's wrong, and Boof leaves, and he's like, I got to get out of here. And the music in this film is one of my favorite soundtracks. But then even like the incidental music of like dun 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 dun, it has like this kind of weird like music, dun 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 dun, and it's like really tense. And he pulls like his car up to his dad's house, and he walks in, and he runs up to the bathroom, and the dad's like, Scott, and he's like, And Scott gets into the bathroom, you guys, and all joking aside, it's great makeup. The transformation, his face is like,
His face
like,
starts like bubbling, like
Yeah.
like a pizza, like a DiGiorno pizza.
Yeah, because his skin's like stretching and he's like, oh, what's happening to me? Arr!" And then all of a sudden he's the wolf and he freaks himself out. And the dad's like, Scott, you open this door right now. We need to talk. And he's like, okay, Dad, but you're not going to like it. I can tell you that much. And he opens the door and guess what? The dad's a wolf too. The dad's fully a werewolf as well. And he's like, and he tells Scott that he's like, listen, this has been in our family, but he was hoping that it wouldn't hit Scott.
He's like, Scott, he's like, I think we need to have a conversation, or like something very like Midwest, like something very like, I guess we have a lot to talk about, you know, it's like, but the dad, like it opens, like and like the dad, he doesn't look like a wolf. He doesn't look like a werewolf. He looks like a Furby. Like
he looks, yes, you're right.
You know, like the monkeys, like I don't know. They're not like the capuchin monkey. Like, I know they're not like a breed of monkey that are like in a lot of movies. So I don't know. But like if you saw like the monkeys that I'm talking about, he looks more like that than like a werewolf. The dad.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, listen, the makeup design for the werewolf, because it still has to be kind of friendly and not like fucking scary as hell. Like, so it is kind of a funny look, and it is a comedy, you guys. It's not supposed to be scary, but the dad does look kind of funny as a werewolf, and he tells Scott that.
I don't think it's supposed to be like, I'm not asking for super gross stuff like the end of The Fly, you know, like,
oh my God, The Fly.
Like something like gross, but I was just, he looks like a cute little old man Furby.
Yeah. Well, he said he was hoping Scott wouldn't inherit the curse because sometimes it skips a generation. And then Michael J. Fox goes to bed, and the next morning, it's another school day, and the dad's like, hey, son, I made you breakfast. He's like, I'm not hungry, Dad. And the reality of that scene would be like, I'm a fucking werewolf. We need to get as far away from this town as possible. And it's like, just like a normal day, a normal, bright, sunny day in Nebraska. And so he goes to like hang out with Styles, and Styles is like, he's like looking for a bag of weed in a garage. And he's like, I got to tell you something, Styles. I got to tell you something. It's weird though, Styles. It's going to be crazy. I don't know.
Styles, I got to tell you something. Like his
guys, I got to tell you something, Styles. Michael J. Fox, young Michael J. Fox sounded a little like Scott Disick, a little bit of like, I don't know. It's crazy. I'm feeling weird things, and I don't think people are going to understand, you know? And so he tells him, and he's like, no way. And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh, prove it. And like Michael J. Fox wolfs out. And he's like, well, what can you do with it? What can you do? And he's like, well, I can tell you where you put your weed. And Michael J. Fox uses his wolf nose scent to find the weed. And he's like, oh my God, we're in business, baby. Styles is happy. He's going to monopolize.
We are heading to the TSA. You are going to make so much money.
He's fully excited about all of this. And
Styles is by far and away the most fun character in this movie. He's like, I feel like very much like a Vince Vaughn energy.
Yeah.
Not Vince Vaughn now. Like fun.
Vince Vaughn. No,
Not Vince Vaughn with his bad like Jeremy Piven hairpiece and his like weird opinions, but good, fun, cool. Vince Vaughn.
So then we go to a basketball game. And he's just normal Michael J. Fox. He hasn't wolfed out at school yet. Only Styles and the dad knows about Michael J. Fox. And they're in the basketball game. And I want to say the movie starts off, by the way, the movie starts off really weird because it's like 2 minutes of darkness, like just a black screen with like little like names popping up. And you're hearing like, dun, 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 dun. And it's like a basketball like hitting the court, and then it opens up on Michael J. Fox.
Intense movie. It's a very intense opening. Like
it's very intense. And Michael J. Fox, I will say, one of the greatest sweaters on screen. This kid, when he plays basketball, he sweats. The amount of water.
He's like a Southern preacher. He is sweating everywhere. He's just like, he needs to be like an old judge of like, I say, will you do your old Southern voice?
Oh, it's me, old Sutton. Oh my goodness. I wish I bought a Teen Wolf online. I'm going to put it with Santos, my horse. And I bought this cute little Teen Wolf named Scott. I say, and he's the hairiest little creature. He's got his big old wolf eyes. I love it. I want to have a mint julep with Scott as a wolf. And if he's a normal Scott, I don't want that. I want Scott as a wolf. I say, it's very attractive. But also, if Michael J. Fox was sweating that much as a basketball, when he turned into the wolf, why wasn't he matted with sweat with the wolf hair? Like, he should have been soaked. He should have been completely soaked, but he stays. Why are
Is
you
that
owing?
another reason that you like really identified with this character? Because you saw him sweating and you're like, man, if he can still be that cool and people support him that much, like,
Yeah, exactly.
I went like, I am so happy for him that he has this type of support as somebody who had a lot of body hair in
Yeah,
middle
you're a
school
very
and
we're
was
both very hairy
a
people. Yeah.
loser. I wish I had this type of support from my peers with like chest hair, like, because I did not get that. I was more ridiculed. I was more attacked and like fucking like pillagers like yelling at me and like a mob mentality where to the point where I couldn't even ride the school bus anymore because they all told me I was slowing it down because I was so fat.
Oh my God. What? Wait, by the way, Annabelle would tell people her secret and show her chest hair, and they'd be like, "Oh shit!" It was like completely the opposite of Styles with Michael J. Fox's character. They'd be like, "We're not making money off this. Are you kidding
But
me?"
it's just, I was the first kid in middle school to grow a mustache because I'm Sicilian. And so I had a mustache.
You look like little Michael Cera when he tried to grow a mustache.
I had my mustache and my fucking like Frida Kahlo. Oh, I was going to say Frida Pinto. I wish I looked like Frida Pinto. Is it like Frida Kahlo? Who's the one who has like the unibrow?
Frida Kahlo, that's it.
And
Wait, Annabelle, how many movies of Frida Kahlo have you seen of her work?
I mean, I can't put a number on it because it's countless. I mean, I thought she was like an artist. She
is. I was just fucking with you to see if I could get you to believe she's like.
Okay, I was like,
she's in Air Bud, Annabelle.
Oh, really?
No. Oh my God.
You know what? I'm sorry that you're just pigeonholing her into thinking she's
Annabelle. Just to be honest with you, I was supposed to keep you on the line for 2 hours while your mom got medical services to you. So I was just supposed to keep you on the line.
I thought you were going to say, well, she got rid of my cats.
Yes. Annabelle, just leave, put the cats down and step out of the house, Annabelle. No, listen, we both grew up kind of nerds and picked on a lot. So I think these movies, for me, these were kind of my escape. And I will say, even though we're not covering it, but Teen Wolf 2, let me tell you, there is a scene with Jason Bateman where he wolfs out and he becomes popular just like Michael J. Fox. And there's a scene that is so burned in my memory where he lip syncs "Do You Love Me? Do You Love Me?"
And it's such a great song. I love that song.
He does it as the wolf, and everybody literally freaks out and they like put him on their shoulders. And that was legitimately in the 5th grade. That was my dream, to like be like nerdy me, but then some party or school dance, I wolf out and I'm like doing, and I used to do in my bedroom, I used to lip sync, "Do You Love Me?" And I really envisioned it. I envisioned being lifted up on people's shoulders and people like, "Oh my God, it's amazing." But I also dreamed of like being able to fly to school in a jetpack.
So many like fantasy of like doing like this dancing or this one, and I'm just like, and in reality, I won't dance in front of people at all, and I can't. Well, I did like ballroom dancing lessons for like a year. I was made to, but I completely understand that like fantasy,
desire,
like, that confidence, like fantasy of like, yeah, like if we had been like supported in the things that everybody was like yelling at us and like throwing stuff at us for, it would have been a much better environment.
Yeah, by the way, if we were like more adjusted, you would not be hearing us on podcasts at all.
Oh, no. You think I would be here? I mean, not just in this chat box with you, but like in my I wouldn't have 9 cats. I would have 12 because I would feel that good about myself. So I do not play into like, I think it's a bullshit stereotype. I do not like the thing of like cat lady. I prefer cat woman because it sounds much sexier and it just shows how the power of like with the power of words. It just shows you
Annabelle,
completely different.
What if there was a movie about you called Cat Lady, but you actually turned into a cat?